Afternoon and welcome to the introduction of the Keston Heat 2. I'm Chris Caton and I'm Head of Commercial Product Management at Keston Boilers, looking after the commercial product which includes the 45 and the 55 kilowatt natural gas and LPG versions. Following the success of the Keston Heat and its phenomenal success, we identified that there's a really clear market sector for Keston, and that's where you've got difficult types of install that require a particularly long flue, which you get from the twin flue configuration. So that includes things like listed buildings, landlocked plant rooms where there's no external wall around that plant room, and basements in particular, anywhere where you need a really long flue run to evacuate products of combustion from the boiler. So using our market-leading R&D team over in Hull and manufacturing, we were able to get all of those customer requirements after spending a lot of time speaking with customers, contractors and other specifiers around what they want to see from the Keston Heat 2. So what we were able to do is take a long hard look, listen to our customers and understand what they loved about the Keston Heat 2 and what they'd like to change or what new features and benefits they'd like to see in the future. Then using our R&D team based over in Hull at our manufacturing plant, we were able to take all that feedback and build it into what you see before you today. So that means we've got this long flue runs that you associate with the Keston boilers. It means we've evolved this product so it's lighter than ever before. We've got the same efficiencies and NOx outputs as you'd expect from a market-leading product. And we've taken the controls to a new level as well, so we can control more heating circuits and we've got more flexibility around what the controls of the boiler are capable to do. In addition to that, we've also extended the range to cover a lot of hydraulic accessories on cascades, frames like this one, with header kits underneath, so you can go up to 4 boilers to give you a bigger output in a difficult installation situation. It's very clear from that feedback that we needed to be able to take out end-of-life Keston Heat 1 and replace that with the Heat 2. So that meant we had all the same connections to make that very easy, same boiler dimensions and same accessories as well to make that all very easy as well. So what we're going to do in today's introduction is take a little bit of time taking the front panel off the boiler, show you some of the developments we've made to improve what you see before you today. And then talk a little bit about their accessories and how they're going to benefit you in terms of installation, saving you time on site and also making your life easier in terms of the fabrication required, labour and things like that. So we're also able to take the opportunity to update the aesthetic of the boiler. So while maintaining all the same dimensions so that you can fit this in place of the existing Keston Heat, it means we're able to take what we all saw and knew as the Keston Heat product, update that as an evolution so it is very much the next generation of the Keston Heat. Another key piece of feedback from our customers is that the Keston Heat 2 needs to be completely retrofittable with the old boiler. So should a Keston Heat come to the end of its life, it means you can take the old boiler off and put a new one in its place as simply as possible. And because of that, we've got the same boiler dimensions, flow returner in exactly the same position, as are the flue connections as well, making life for the installer on site as simple as possible. So to complement the Keston Heat 2, we've got a range of accessories as you'd expect to help you install in more difficult installations and make life on site a lot easier as well. So we've got frame and headers, so the frames and the header kits that would go under the boiler, up to 4 boilers wide, so that's a combination of 45 and 55 kilowatts regarding on your site requirements. And they're designed to make time on site a lot shorter and fabrication a lot easier as well. They can be installed in a matter of hours in terms of setting up the cascade. Also available with the Keston Heat 2 is a range of hydraulic accessories. So we've got the frame and header, the frames and the headers which run under the boilers to connect a number of boilers together. You can connect up to 4 boilers together in a combination of 45 or 55 kilowatts, and that's great for installations where you've got a larger kilowatt output requirement, and also you want to save time on site by having flexibility of the headers and the speed that they allow you in terms of getting off site quickly. So what we'd like to do next is we're going to take the front off the boiler and go through a few of the key changes that have happened that were made to the boiler, and then we'll go through those in a little bit more detail. So one of the key upgrades that we've made with the Keston Heat 2 is the controls, the HMI interface and the capability of what those controls can achieve. So if we just have a look at that now. Firstly, you can see there's a user manual which is just for the first operation of the boiler and for anybody who's just operating, changing set points, things like that, so they've got all the information to hand at the front of the boiler. Also, not exactly the same as Heat 1, but similar, hopefully you'll recognise this, there's the HMI for the Heat 2 as well. So we've gone from 2 potentiometers to 1, and we've dropped 2 buttons, so we've no longer got an up and down button, we've got a reduced number of buttons here. That said, there's a lot more capability in terms of what you can achieve with these controls. So with the Keston Heat 2, you've got all the staples that you would have with the original boiler. You can control the domestic hot water circuit and a constant temperature circuit straight out of the box, or you can control 2 constant temperature circuits. When you first turn the boiler on, the screen will illuminate and you'll be given a number of options around how you want to configure that boiler. We'll set the time and date because we've now got an inbuilt clock, which is new to the Heat 2. And then we'll be asked if we want to go for a number of pre-configurations. We can go for those pre-configurations, which is just a simple system pump, or if the boiler's on a cascade with a switched live pump, or a pulse width modulation pump, a number of different options. If you don't want to go for one of those options, there's an advanced menu structure where we can go into that and we can then configure the boiler to do exactly what you need to do for your particular install. So the boiler on its own is capable of controlling 2 heating circuits, so that's either 2 constant temperature circuits or 1 constant temperature and 1 hot water circuit. So it can do that as standard. If we want to cascade the boiler, we've got an accessory called the VariCan as well. I'll show you where that goes inside the boiler shortly. That's a small PCB which fastens in the control panel and allows you to daisy chain several boilers together, so up to 4 boilers on our header kits. Through that configuration you get a primary boiler and then secondary boilers as well. That primary boiler controls what happens in that array of boilers as well. So using the VariCan software and PCB you can control and sequence a bank of boilers. So just by releasing 2 screws you can take the front panel off. You can then clip down the control housing, and then in a moment we'll take off the housing here, which means you can access the PCB where the VariCan would go, and you've also got the wiring centre as well for where you do all the wiring for the boiler. The boiler comes with a pack of connectors. Now those connectors are designed to make the installer's life a lot easier, so you can wire in, run your wires through the bulkhead, wire your connector up, and then push that into the relevant connector. Save you time and effort when you're wiring the boiler. So I'll remove the PCB cover and show you where the VariCan would go if that was the option that you were going with. So you release the wire and then you take off the 4 retaining screws. Once you've done that, you can remove the control panel housing. And then the location here is where the VariCan PCB would fit. So once the VariCan is fitted into these connecting points here, you've got 2 fly leads. One will connect into the PCB and the second one runs across through a network cable to your 2nd, 3rd and 4th boiler. So there are a number of areas within the Keston Heat 2 which have been upgraded. We've taken the opportunity to use the best materials currently available for several of these elements. So firstly, the condensate pipe at the bottom has been upgraded, so it's a much more robust rubberized material and gives us better longevity in terms of operation. So the sump on the boiler is now upgraded to a composite sump which gives us lower weight and also a more robust product as well. Okay, I'm going to remove now the flue manifold and then we can look at the non-return valve which is situated inside the sump. So to remove the manifold, the flue manifold, we've got to remove 3 screws, 1 here and then 2 up at the top as well. Once we've done that, this is a telescopic piece. The bottom manifold pushes up into the top and then it'll all pull away from the boiler. So once you've pulled the flue manifold away, you can access the non-return valve which is situated in this sump, in the bottom sump. So you pull the cassette out and then you can check the non-return valve is moving freely, clean it if required and then put back in. The non-return valve sits against an orifice in the base of the sump, so as the fan comes on, it blows the non-return valve open, allows the products of combustion out of the boiler, and then as the fan modulates down or turns off, it closes and creates a seal against that orifice so that products of combustion can't come back through the boiler and out into the plant room. As with all the Keston range, it's got an integral system pump as well. So that's on the 45, the 55, both natural gas and LPG derivatives. So with the front panel removed, you can access everything you need to access on the annual service as well. So without removal of any of the panels, you can get to everything that you would need. So I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to watch the Keston Heat 2 demonstration today. We've very briefly gone over some of the capabilities of this boiler. It's capable of an awful lot in terms of the new controls and the flexibility the fluing, the twin flue gives you. So thank you for watching, and if you've got any questions at all, please get in touch.
I'm Amy Sedgwick, Assistant Commercial Product Manager for Keston Boilers. I'm here today to tell you about Installer Connect, which is a points-based customer loyalty scheme for Keston and Ideal products. Keston Heat 2 installs will earn 100 points, which is the equivalent of £33 for bronze and silver bandings, and 140 points, which is the equivalent of £46 for gold bandings. The Installer Connect scheme rewards frequent installs of Ideal and Keston products. There is 3 bandings to the scheme: bronze, silver and gold, which is determined by the total installations completed per year. Points can be exchanged for rewards. A few examples of these rewards include workwear, shopping vouchers, gadgets and marketing support. Additional benefits to the Installer Connect scheme includes gas safe notifications provided free of charge, instant warranty registration and inclusion in the Find an Installer section of the Keston website, directly connecting installers to homeowners. Keston's combi, heat and system boilers have been British built since 2013, offering outputs from 30 to 55 kilowatts in domestic and commercial applications. Keston's unique twin flue system provides a solution for installations that require a longer flue run due to the original boiler location. These commonly include pubs, care homes and landlocked plant rooms. The twin flue solution is more cost and time effective than installing a concentric system and fully complies with flue termination regulations. This provides a unique resolution for installers working within complex settings. Training is also available from Keston's Expert Academy. Please see the Keston Installer website for further details.